Darkness settled over the jungle like a living thing. The mist thickened, curling around trees, swallowing shapes and sounds. The moon hung low, pale and weak, barely touching the river's surface. The tribe moved again, but now every step felt borrowed from death. No one spoke, only the slow thump of hearts and the faint splash of tortoise feet in water. The humans had survived, but survival came at a cost. One hunter limped badly, blood dripping into the river. Another clutched a broken spear, his hands shaking uncontrollably. Children rode low on the tortoises' backs, eyes wide, mouths silent, learning fear far too early. The elder woman, her hair tangled and gray, began to hum, a low ancestral sound meant to keep predators away. The sound carried across the water like a warning or a challenge. Below them, the river twisted into deeper channels. Canacomba followed. Pain pulsed through its massive body. Spears had pierced between its scales, something no prey had done in centuries. Rage burned hot, but something else burned brighter: memory. This was not the first time small creatures had wounded it. Long ago, another tribe had tried. Long ago, the river had turned red. The snake slowed, coiling into the mud, letting the humans drift ahead. Waiting. Suddenly, one tortoise stopped moving. A young boy tapped its shell nervously. "Go," he whispered. The tortoise did not respond. The water around it darkened. Then, the shell cracked. Canacomba burst upward beneath it, lifting the massive creature into the air like nothing. Humans screamed as water rained down. The tortoise vanished beneath crushing coils, its ancient body no match for the River King. The snake did not strike the humans. It showed them what it could do. The message was clear. Panic spread. Hunters hurled spears into the water, useless against the darkness. One man fell in, flailing, screaming as something brushed his leg. He was dragged out just in time, skin torn, eyes empty with shock. The tribe scattered toward the bank, climbing onto twisted roots and stone. Fires were lit hastily, flames flickering, weak but defiant. Fire was the only thing the river feared. Canacomba retreated again, watching from below the surface. Firelight reflected in its amber eyes like burning suns. But the danger was not over. From the jungle behind them came a low, coordinated clicking sound. The bone eaters had arrived. Tall, thin predators emerged from the mist, skulls visible beneath stretched skin, teeth long and curved inward. They hunted in silence, drawn by blood and fear. One by one, they circled the humans. The tribe was trapped, river in front, death behind. The elder raised her staff and screamed, a sound raw with rage and grief. Hunters formed ranks. Children were pushed to the center. Spears lowered. Firebrands raised. The bone eaters attacked. The fight was brutal and close. Spears pierced flesh. Claws ripped skin. One hunter was dragged screaming into the trees. Another tackled a predator into the fire, both burning as they rolled. And then, the river exploded again. Canacomba rose fully this time, half its length towering above the water. Its roar shook leaves from the trees. The bone eaters froze, instincts screaming louder than hunger. The snake struck them, not the humans. Coils wrapped around two predators, snapping spines instantly. Another was swallowed whole, its claws scraping uselessly against obsidian scales. The remaining creatures fled, vanishing into the jungle, never to return to this river again. Silence fell. Fire crackled. Smoke drifted upward. The humans stared at the river god in horror and confusion. Why had it spared them? Again, Canacomba lingered for a long moment, eyes locked onto the tribe. Then, slowly, deliberately, it sank back into the depths. Gone. The elder collapsed to her knees. "This river is not ours," she whispered. "We walk on borrowed time." At dawn, they discovered the stones. Along the riverbank, half buried in mud, were carvings. Serpents, tortoises, humans bowing, humans dying. A warning left by a forgotten people. One symbol stood out, a spear tipped with fire. Hope or a curse. As the tribe moved on, crafting plans they barely understood, the river flowed peacefully once more. But far below, in the cold dark bends where light never reached, Canacomba coiled tightly around ancient bones. It was not finished. It was learning, and next time, it would not spare them.